All right, we're going to work out some problems on the computation test. So I enlarged my screen, but that is the front of it. But I want to bring up to number 1. I recommend students to just add the first two. After you add the first two, then you add the third. But I see too many mistakes, and this is not the one you want to get wrong. And I'm going to add the last one. I'm just keeping it organized. I think number 1 is just about organizing. So 13. So then my answer is 15,458. So for number 3, that's 40 whole. I make this a 33, and then that 33 from 40 is 7, but then I still need the 5. So it's 705. Here, we don't line up decimals. So this is 9 times 8 is 72. I regroup with my 7. And then I got 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 7 is 55. 7 groups of 9 is 63. You noticed I moved it over. 42, that's 48. I left a space because you have to line up wherever you're multiplying. That's where you keep it. Most kids will try to put everything to the right, and that's not what you do. Not because of place value. Now what I want you to pay attention to is there was 1 decimal here, 2 here. So what that means is 3, total of 3, so that there has to be 3 decimal places. All right, we're going on to 6. This 25 thousandths is being divided by 4 hundredths. So most kids want to put the second number as your dividend. That's wrong. Now I'm going to solve it this way. You have to multiply the outside by 100, so you can, and you show it by moving 2 to the right, and then you'll multiply the dividend by 100. So the dividend is the one on the inside and the divisor is on the outside. And so most teachers will say just to move it, but you're actually multiplying it by 100. I would rewrite it. I'm adding a decimal at the end because it says round to the 100, so I technically need to add 2. 4 doesn't go into 2, but it goes into 25 6 times. This is 2. It said round to the hundredths. 2's in the hundreds. 5 is greater, so it becomes 63. All right, let me go to this last one on the front, and then I'm going to get a common denominator. I need a number that 2, 6, and 9 go into without a remainder, which will be 18. Now, when I multiply 9 over 9, what I'm actually doing is multiplying it by 1 because 9 divided by 9 is 1. I'm just finding equivalent fractions. That's all we're doing. So 15 and 14 is 29. Oh, plus 9. So this is 38 over 18, which is greater than 1. And then I have the 2. I have 6 over here. I can't leave it like this. What you're going to do is take out 1s. So this became 7 and 20 over 18. I can take another whole out because 18 over 18 is just 1. So I end up with 2 18, but I have to add that, so it becomes 8 and 2 18, which simplifies to 8 and 1/9. All right, let's look at the back. So for number 9, I don't, the best thing I can do is show you visually. The biggest answer the most answer I get is 4 and 5 9s or 4 and 4 9s, which is wrong. It should start with 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So think about it like this. I'm going to take 2 wholes, but from here, hopefully I can do this. I'm missing. Now it should definitely be prettier than this. I need 9 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pretend it's even. I need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left over. And then my 3 holes. All right, let's go to 10. I still need a common denominator. It's going to be 12. I'm just getting equivalent fractions. That's all I'm doing. They're worth the same. I can't take 9/12 from 2, so I am going to borrow 1, which is 12 over 12. Now I can end up with 14/12, take away 9/12, which is 5/12. Here we go. Here is multiplying fractions. What I see, kids, is just multiplying 3 times 4 and 1 times 3. That's wrong. You have to convert to an improper fraction. So there's 3/3 and 1 whole. And so for 3 and 3/3 would be 10 thirds. It's my dog snoring. I don't know if you can hear him. 16 plus 3 is 19. 4. You can cross simplify. I really don't recommend kids to do it. They're just not comfortable and they make careless mistakes. But I'm going to show you in case you want to. So 4 and 10 are divisible by 2, so it becomes 2. And then it's 5. Now, the way to solve it would be 5 times 19, which is equal to 3 times 2. So I'm going to work it to the side. You'll get the same answer if you multiplied 10 times 19 over 3 times 4. It's still going to work out. Okay, so it's just 9.5. And the way I know that is because it's divisible by 10, and in my head, I divided it by 10. And then I knew I ended up with 9.5, but the answer has to be in a fraction, so it's 9 1/2. I mean, you could simplify, divide, it would still work. So if you're wondering how I did that. All right, here's 12. You can get an improper fraction, so this ends up with 11 over 6 divided by 8 over 3. Now, because we're comfortable with common denominators, we're going to solve it with the common denominator. Times 2. Okay, so your new fractions are 11/6 divided by 16/6. Well, 11 divided by 16 is 11/16. You're done. Here, 13, you go down 8, you go down 12, down 4, you end up at negative 12. I'm doing a number line in my head. Here, go up 6, from 6, go down 11, you end up at negative 5. On this one, you're going to go down 2, and from 2, you'll go up 5 and end up at 3. Here is 3 groups of negative 2, which will give you negative 6. This is negative 12 divided by negative 6. That's what it is. So you pretty much, the way I do it, I mean, I have other videos, but in order for time's sake, it would be, how many groups do we split up till I'll have negative 6 in? Well, 2 groups of negative 6 gives you negative 12. So in other words, the answer is 2. And most kids know a negative and a negative equals a positive. Here, it's negative 2 times negative 9. So you're taking away the opposite because you can't have opposite groups. So it's the opposite of 2 groups of negative 9, which would give you a positive 18, which still goes back to a negative and a negative equals a positive, only for multiplying and dividing. Here is 2 times negative 2, so 2 groups of negative 2 is negative 4. Here is negative 4, and you're going to take away the opposite of negative 4. So you have negative 4, and you're taking away the opposite of negative 4. So it's 0. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped. I know it was a long video, but I think it was overdue for kids to be able to see, and hopefully it will help them improve on their computation test. All right, thanks for watching.